ITK Soccer Show video, where today we're going to look at the next group in the Russian World Cup. It's the final group in the competition, Group H, which features Poland, Senegal, Colombia and Japan. So Group H really just shaped one of the more unpredictable groups, and a difficult one to call as well, as there's no kind of real outstanding team in it. More than likely they're going to go, the top team are going to go and face England in the next round anyway, so there will be some sort of a lot of speculation who that will be and a lot of media attention on that. So anyway, please like, share, subscribe, comment on all the videos I've done so far. They're all in the playlist on YouTube. Get on youtube.com/ITK Soccer Show. Get it on Twitter, ITK Soccer Show, or Facebook, ITK Soccer Show as well, for all the other videos. So we'll start with Poland anyway, first time. And obviously the main man they have is Robert Lewandowski. He's got 95 caps for Poland at the moment and 55 goals, so a really top record for any striker at international level. His last 3 seasons he scored for Bayern Munich 42 goals, 43 goals and 41 goals. So if he's getting over 40 goals a season, his stats up there really anyone in Europe. Looks like he could be going to Real Madrid as well this summer, and there was negotiations anyway going on. Obviously future Karim Benzema is always up in the air as well, so you might see that one happen. I think Poland are kind of a lot like the way Sweden were, with Zlatan Ibrahimovic in the team. Like, they've got some 1 or 2 useful players, obviously, but the main man they really do rely on up front is for him to score a goal. So they give it to him inside the box and he'll score. He scored 16 goals in qualifying as well, which I think must be one of the highest in the whole tournament. But yeah, he'll be the main man for the goals. Interesting as well, a lot of people don't know he went to Blackburn Rovers a couple of years ago as well, but for the Iceland Ash Cloud in 2010. So Poland are going to be one of those teams. Like, we played them a couple of times now in qualifying. They beat us 2-1 in Warsaw, and we drew 1-1 in Dublin. That was a couple of years ago. They're okay. Like, again, Lewandowski is just a different. A lot of those teams, they're kind of so much between them. But once you got one superstar in there with kind of just an above average team, that could be the difference in a lot of it. So he might score the goals to get them to the group. And they've also got Peter Zielinski, plays for Napoli. He's number 10. He'll play in behind Lewandowski. Very, very good player. Technically very good. Very direct. Will look to pick out a pass and the link up Lewandowski as well. Very good. Obviously they got the likes of Blaszczykowski. He's still around there as well. So they do have a bit of experience as well on the team, obviously. Milik as well. He can come off the bench. He's not a big lad as well. He'd be another replacement for Lewandowski if they need to go 2 up front in the last 10 minutes. He's a big target man, big centre forward. And obviously in qualifying, like, they topped the group with Denmark. I've talked to Denmark in previous videos, and we've already seen them in the World Cup already on Saturday afternoon. Really were not great against Peru. Peru really did beat them. And they topped the group, but they did actually lose 4-0 in Copenhagen. So again, I think it's one of those things, if Lewandowski doesn't play well, or he doesn't play at all, they've got to struggle a lot. I think they're good enough to get out of the group, but last 16, I don't see them getting any further than that. But if Lewandowski as his shooting gets on, he's, in theory, he could be dark horse to get 4 or 5 goals because he could go on a run. But Poland will be doing well to get out of the group. Next team we'll look at Senegal now. Personally, I think I'm actually really looking forward to seeing these guys play. They're probably going to be very unpredictable, very attacking. They're going to be very fast, very physical. The main man up front is Sadio Mane, obviously the most guy we know. Plays for Liverpool, he's a winger. Plays predominantly on the right side, but the last season he played off the left, with Salah coming in. Maybe didn't have the best of seasons, or didn't, a bit harsh, but he didn't meet up to the expectations of his first season. There, obviously Salah was the main man, Firmino as well. But he's very good, he's very fast, score goals, will assist, will do a lot of running, works very hard. There's a bit of a streak in him, bad streak in him. I suppose like all good players do have that though. He's got a very good record since joining Liverpool anyway. He's going to be part of a very good attacking and really exciting strike force. Diafra Sakho obviously played for West Ham, we know him. Mbai Nyang, he's been around as well. I think he was at Watford as well. I think he's in Italy now or something. And a guy called Keita Balde, he's with Monaco, and obviously with Thomas Lemar, looks like he's leaving for Atletico Madrid. Keita Balde is going to be their new guy. He's another really good winger. I don't know how they're going to fit them all in, but we'll see what happens. Well, now obviously you're just thinking, that they're only just good going forward, but they've got a colossus in their half. Plays for Napoli, Kalidou Koulibaly. If anyone watches Italian football, this guy is a monster at the back. I'm not too sure of his height. He must be 6'5" at least. He's built like a tank. I think they call him the Wall. Not many defenders are called that now. I know Walter Samuel used to be one to call that the size of him. So, he's massive presence. He's really good. He's actually not too bad on the ball as well. He'll come out and play. So they've got him at the back. Chikiate of West Ham. He'll be centre midfield. He's actually captain. So there's another player we know. Now, they've only actually qualified for only one World Cup ever, and that was in 2002. And they famously beat France 1-0 in the opening game. And they actually got to the quarterfinals and lost. So they had a good record. They gave it a good run. Now, obviously, the likes of Salif Diao, Alhaji Diouf. There's a few madmen in that team. Alou Cisse as well. He was captain during that. He played for Birmingham Portsmouth, and he's actually manager now. So he's bringing them back into where they kind of had a bit of a run there, doing well in the African tournaments and stuff like that in 2002. But they have drifted off the last few years. Personally, I see them as a surprise package. I think they'll be very fast, strong. I think they'll have a go. I'd love to see an African team get to the quarterfinal. I think it'd be really interesting if they might England in the next round, personally, because England, they won't be able to rough them up. And I think as well, the power and pace they have in front, they might give them a few problems at the back. Like, they've got a good spine in the team. I hope they can do well. I think they'll be, like, they won't win or anything like that, but I think their team could go far, and I think they could surprise a few people, and they'll probably play real attack and stuff. So we'll see what happens anyway with those guys. But I hope they can do well. It'll be good to see an African team. I think they're the best African team to go the first. I don't think Egypt will go further than Senegal. I think Senegal go the furthest if anyone can. The next team we'll look at is Colombia. Now, again, you see all these teams I'm really mentioning, there's really not much between them. Now, Colombia are probably on paper the best team in the group, and FIFA rankings they are as well. They are the top seed in this group. Their main man is James Rodriguez. He's still contracted to Real Madrid, but he's got a 2-year loan at Bayern Munich. Did actually pretty well last season. Thought he played very well in the Champions League quarter-final. Did score actually in the Bernabeu as well. Golden Boot in 2014 with 6 goals in the last World Cup. Really made a name for himself and got a big move to Real Madrid as well for 60 million or so. Now, he was bought from Porto for 45 million from Monaco only 4 years. It was about 5 years ago, and then he went to Madrid then a year or two later. So he's already commanded about 100 million in 2 transfers. So he's lovely left foot, very gifted, technically very good as well. Question mark me over his temperament, but I think for these sort of things I've said before, if you get one kind of good player who can really kind of bring you out of a hole, it can go a long way in this tournament. Radamel Falcao is still their main man as their number 9. He's going to captain them as well in this tournament. Now, he's the all-time scorer with Colombia, and he's only got 29 goals, but he was back to his best really the last 2 seasons. Anytime I've seen him in the Champions League and in French leagues, he seems to be got his confidence back. He had 2 terrible spells in the Premier League, first with Man United, then with Chelsea. But he was brilliant with Porto and Atletico Madrid and Monaco, either side of that, and he seems to still have something about him. Juan Cuadrado as well, obviously, he's at Chelsea, didn't really get a game, and he was top assist in World Cup 2014. So they have a bit of stuff, and obviously they got knocked out in the quarterfinals. They lost 2-1 in the last World Cup to Brazil. I remember they pushed Brazil hard in that game. I thought they were actually a little bit looking at it. Luis scored like a free kick for 40 yards, and so, like, I think in World Cup 98 was one really the last one that they were at before that. So they have a bit of a go near Davinson Sanchez, obviously, Yerry Mina, David Ospina. They've got some good players, obviously. They're a big club. So, again, I think they can get to a quarter final. I don't see them going any further. But, again, if the big teams, obviously, we've seen a few upsets already. If a few big teams keep faltering, they could get through. They might get an easier team in the draw. So, it all depends on that. I think they will get out of the group and they will fancy a chance to beat anyone, but I don't know if they'll beat Belgium, and they might have to beat Germany if things keep going that way, if Germany do finish second in the group after their defeat today. So depends on the draw they get, but we need to see what happens with them because they're kind of a bit of a wacky team. Japan now, the last team. Shinji Kagawa is probably their most famous player, still at Borussia Dortmund. Really was never given a proper go at Man United, to be honest. Kazuki Honda is another one. He's playing in Mexico now, and Shinji Okazaki is another player that we well know as well as Leicester. Obviously a workhorse up front, mightn't score many, but really good attitude and stuff. I think they'll work hard. They'll try. they'll give it a go, but I think they'll finish last in this. I think that'd be the one thing I might definitely rule out. But the three others, you could really call it. Depends. Like Lewandowski could score the goals for Poland, get them through. Colombia have Falcao and James Rodriguez up front, and then Senegal have a bit of that X factor, I think. So really, any team could really go through anyway. So I'm probably gonna go for Colombia and Senegal in this. But it's really, you could call any three of them to go through. And again, it depends who they get in the next round. If they're gonna get Belgium or England, but then if Germany could finish second, they could meet Brazil or something like that. So it's really interesting to see what is going to happen, and there could be a way through for this because it's not a bad part of the group. If you can avoid Brazil or Germany, they might end up taking each other out. So you could actually get to a quarter-final or semi-final, and you don't meet anyone big. Anyway, so please like, share, comment, subscribe, all the videos. Check us out on Twitter, ITK Soccer Show, or Facebook.com. ITK Soccer Show. Look at the playlist as well. I've already put up on YouTube.com. Catch you again for next video. I'll give my opinions, latest news, and results and fixtures on the tournament and see how it's going. And any videos or any requests, just let me know. See you later.